This is the second video of the series that I'm going to call Field Notes, the Reset. And I'm just going to do little updates here and there. And the update for today is about 2 or 3 days ago, the day after I went camping, I made the decision to sell the condo. And that came after kind of months of considerations. To come to that decision was a big deal. And for the most part, I was certain. But since then, there's been some hesitation or some doubts. And even though I know that that's generally pretty typical when big decisions are made, it's hard to throw in doubt with something like that. And this morning, what I'm doing is I'm sitting in my recliner. It was early when I got up. It's still pretty early, but I'm just staying calm. And I've got candles going. I've got candles. I've got my coffee. Just keeping my nervous system chill, because that's the best place for me to be when I'm making hard decisions. I don't want to be wound up or anxious or overly excited. I want to be calm. Candles and fire and that warm light really just magically keeps it just sets my nerves at a very chill vibe. And here's what's true. What I really want is some land within, preferably within like an hour of Austin, because that's where a lot of friends are, and Houston isn't too far where family is. I need trees, a little space, some quiet, a little distance from the city. I want to be able to work on my leather work, my woodwork, trees, maybe workshops, and a place for my friends and family to come visit and hang out, as well as be able to travel some of the country for some parts of the year. Not all the time, but I want to see more things. We have a beautiful country. And the harsh reality with that is that takes a lot more money than I have. And I've tried to come up with various ways, but it's just prices have gone up so much in the last few years that it's out of my reach to have something within this distance of Austin and have those things. But here's the thing, the money isn't just limiting that land, it can limit my community, the community that I love, that I have here in Austin. And I have a lot of really good friends, really, really good friends. You should have seen my 50th birthday party. The room was packed and everyone told stories, and it was extremely touching. But so what's at risk or being weighed is the community, stability, to help those that care about me to ease some of their fear, as well as mine, and my future stability and stability in general. I do want some. I just think I require less than most people. But I do want stability, and I want my future to be reasonable. And what's on the table is looking like future stability from when I'm older, retirement age, versus a change sooner than then, soon, like now. And last night I met with a very dear friend, and really my friends are so unique and special and strong, intelligent, wonderful people. I have the best friends I could ever ask for, and family. But my particular friend here that met with me, she's very pragmatic, intelligent, worked with numbers all the time, and her fears are backed up by numbers and a very logical reasoning. And some of her fears is that what I'm wanting to do really disrupts a standard form of stability. And she's afraid that this could be the beginning of a very big change in our friendship and my anchor, like having an anchor to Austin. And I don't want to sacrifice my friendships and I do not want to see family or friends any less than I already do, which isn't all that much physically in person. There's phone calls, there's FaceTime and things like that that are done, but knowing family and friends are really not that far away is comforting, and I don't want to limit that. And I'm not trying to run or avoid and leave situations. I don't want to abandon my community and all of these things. What I'm doing is I want to rebuild for the next chapter and to set up for the rest of my life. And so through this process, I just want to kind of explain some things. So if you're going through it, I think a lot of what I'm experiencing is not unique. I have these very dear friends and special friends. They're exceptional, and I have exceptional family. There aren't many, but there's been a couple of people who have implied and said, they don't think I want to work. And that is so far off from any way that I am. I completely bust my ass and have for many years. That's part of the problem. It's also why I've been able to do some of the things I've done. I've done some really cool stuff. And what I don't understand is, why is it if someone wants to pursue something that they really love and they want to do, but it is outside of the standard system or it's not typical, and it fits their heart and soul very much, I don't understand why that's anything remotely similar to comparing it to not wanting to work. It isn't that. I mean, maybe for some people that is the case. Okay, I don't want to speak for everybody. There are some people that don't want to work. I'm not one of them. I do want to work, and I like working hard, and I like making a difference, and I'm tenacious very often. But I want to do that with something that aligns with me, and that is very different to me than not wanting to work. But I don't think that some of those thoughts of someone wanting to do something that really aligns with them and does seem almost, pardon the word, but maybe like dreamy, I don't think it's that unique that they feel like that's not actually real work. It almost seems like we need to feel like we are on the verge of just freaking miserable, and that's respectful. I've done that, so I deserve some respect for that. If that's how we look at that, I I think I've paid my dues. I don't really know when those ideas kind of changed, where suffering through what we do and being willing to push through it, even though it just sucks your soul and it's not helping other people. I don't know when that really began. Maybe it was the Industrial Revolution time. I think if someone wants to pursue something, whether it's music, maybe it's an attorney who wants to open their own practice, and they want to practice in an area that doesn't pay as well as what they're in, but maybe they want to do something that helps people that are underrepresented in ways. Go for it. Go for it, dude. I want to consult on trees. I love trees, and I'll give my heart and soul, and I have, gladly, not complaining, not even a bit. But I'm either called for that or whatever, but I have an ability to do it. I've done it thousands of times with trees. I know it works. I've watched it, and I want to share that. I feel it's almost an obligation, but it's a duty almost. But I love making things and creating things with exquisite quality and not cutting corners. And that's extremely rare. I love leather work. I love making leather. I love woodwork. When I did tree treatment plans, anyway, they were wonderful. I cut no corners. And I think we have a beautiful country. I want to visit it. I want to see more. I think it's just fascinating to keep that wonder. And I feel a bit like we need to make a change overall in general. As a whole, the working philosophy that we've had for a while, I don't think it's working. Show me that it's working as people, and that people are happier and we're doing better for whatever it is that we do, whether it's accounting, law practice, doctors, arborists, craftspeople, home builders, whatever it is that we do, musicians, how how is I don't think it's working very well. At least not anymore. I'm hearing more disappointment. And anyway, I don't think that it's working. And I think it's time for a change. And I think I might be one of the many who are right at it, right on the edge, somewhat of the forefront, kind of, a little behind actually. But what I'm talking about doing is going to be way more common. Y'all just watch that. It's not even, that's not even predicting anything. It's already happened. We are changing, and we've realized what we've been doing is not really that great. That's what I see. And we just need to, we need to continue to get things done, but maybe in a different way, so that we can be better for ourselves and for our family and friends and community and the people we meet. When someone's happy with the way that they're doing things, it spreads with everyone they meet. And when they're not happy, it also spreads, unfortunately. It can devastate someone's day, week, life. So anyway, this is part of the process. And if you're going through something similar, I think it's very common that we have major fear, which is a catalyst. I think the fear is a good thing to kind of listen to. It's also, we need to be smart about things, but we also need to not let that fear hold us back too much. There's a sweet balance, but it just seems like right before every beautiful door that we open that's magnificent, in my experience, there's been a tremendous amount of fear, as well as resistance from some people or the general way things are done. Makes it a little harder sometimes. And I don't think that means it's the wrong thing. I just think that it means maybe we're going against the standard. It does not mean that what you're wanting to do is wrong. It does not mean that at all. Maybe we need to listen to that, but I don't think it has anything to do with whether it's right or wrong or it's the right path for us to do. And so what I'm doing next, downsizing, and that's going to be its own process. And going through this, it's nice to know that you're not the only one, because it can really feel like we're a little bit of alone maybe. And if you've gone through a similar change, something shifting in your life, what did you do to help you choose between something that was stable or seen as stable in most ways versus making a change, a big change? Was there something that you did, something you thought, something you reached to, or an idea? If you don't mind sharing that, that would be helpful. I look forward to the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.